Good morning, y'all. This is Anthony Glenn checking in with the Sitrep podcast where we help you win in real estate. And today we have Constance Carlisle in the building, and we have Dr. Ashely V. Very special. That's what the V stands for. Wilkerson. What's happening today, man?
Hey, y'all.
Man, shout out to the clubhouse. Are you getting emotional? Are you getting emotional? Oh my God, man. What is going on, man? I saw the chin. I saw Connie over there. The chin was shaking like. What is going on? Are you crying? Connie is crying, y'all.
You know, I tell them to focus in, right? And so what are you prioritizing for yourself? How do you want to end the year strong? But most importantly, how do you want to begin the year stronger? And what does that look like? You have to be intentional.
I remember when we acquired this space, I did not have a broker's license. Remember that? And Constance stood in the fold and said, this is the space that we need to be in. And it took us the entire year because they did not want us in this space. We had lawyers telling us no. They were picking on us with parking. You know, they weren't negotiating in our favor in regard to the acquisition of the space. And it was a big feat. And if you look at the before and after, we thought this space was too big. And now, today, it's not big enough. Good morning, y'all. This is Anthony Glenn checking in with the Sitrep podcast where we help you win in real estate. And today we have Constance Carlisle in the building, and we have Dr. Ashely V. Very special. That's what the V stands for. Wilkerson. What's happening today, man?
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Man, shout out to the clubhouse homies. I got a gift for you, Ashely. We got some books for you to sit on so you can, we got some books right here for Dr. Ashely to sit on so she could be the right height for the show. No, I'm messing. I'm messing with you.
You were like this in real life. Like
Go ahead
you're
and eat
like
my
this in
almonds
real
right
life.
quick, y'all.
Oh.
Jokes.
These
Here's
savory
all the
almonds,
jokes.
y'all. But man, we got a super exciting podcast today. The ladies was late this morning, so we were supposed to start. Let's see.
So you don't throw us all the way under the bus.
So look, check it out. Right
It's
now
okay
it is
though, we're here
10.
now.
It
We're
is
here now and we're ready.
10:31, y'all.
Ready.
We're supposed to start the podcast at 10. But anyways, I just needed to get that out of the way.
Thanks.
Welcome to the show.
Is it a welcome?
Yes. We have
Thank you for having me.
so much to talk about. So first and foremost, mentor, coach, phenomenal women leading, clubhouse. How do you do it?
I show up every day and I just give what I have to give and I serve the people that I have to serve. It's passion for me.
That's cool, man. Well, for those of you who don't know, so Dr. Ashely started helping. We interconnected on Clubhouse. Can you tell them about that story? And then you and I will ping pong that. And then that led to you meeting the glue of the office, Constance Carlisle. And now they've become besties. Connie, I just want to let you know.
Right.
I met Dr. Ashely first, so she's my friend first. Just want to let you know that.
Listen,
okay?
but we're better friends, even though you met her first.
Oh,
We're better friends.
oh, I felt that.
I mean, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So.
Oh, okay. Now you're going to take a play out of my playbook. Connie 1, Anthony 0.
She did that. She planned an entire week of activities and fun. She gave me the amazing royal treatment in your city. So it's been amazing. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
That's magnificent. Okay, so Constance, you did enroll in her course. Can you tell us about that real quick? Can you give us an overview of how that's helped you in your business?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the year, I had decided that I wanted to invest in myself in personal development. I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do. And so one of the things that when you connected us, Ashely was doing I think it was the spring conference. And so she just asked me to speak. And so that's then how I became a part of the Phenomenal Women Leading group, which was totally a game changer for me. Just been an awesome leader, an awesome mentor that really just helps you focus on prioritizing what it is that you need to do, for yourself, your business, your life, no matter what you're doing, not just entrepreneurship, but life in general, and changing your mindset and focusing and organizing your thoughts and setting goals. That's one of the biggest things that I think really was a game changer for me is really doing intentional goal setting in a way that held me accountable and definitely transformed my business over the year, for sure. Yeah, and it's great. It's a wonderful community. The women are just amazing. And what I love is that, of course, she's here from South Carolina. I'm in California. And believe it or not, this is the first time that we've met. But we developed this relationship over the span of time. And that is truly the power of networking, the power of connecting with like minds, no matter where they are in the world, the country, and getting out of just your little bubble. Because I was just like, nope, I'm just right here. I'm doing my thing. I'm focused. But it just has been so enlightening to open your mind to see what other people are doing other places, how they're doing it. And even though we're in completely different businesses, but how those nuggets can change what you do and just expand your reach and your ability to connect with others.
Now, Connie, there seems to be like a little glow about yourself, man. It seems like you're working on yourself, man. Can you tell us about what you're working on right now? Something is different. What's going on?
Well, you know what? It is. It really is. And I have to say that I do attribute it to our group. It's accountability. We meet every week. But the big thing is being intentional about what your goals are, intentional about what you want to do, and then setting yourself up to win by putting the tools and resources in place to be able to execute, and also challenging yourself in spaces that are uncomfortable. So you know, if you're not so great in these areas, or if delegating is an area that you need to work on, which is also a symptom of a lack of trust in some ways, which we've discovered, you know, really identifying those things that aren't always so comfortable to face within yourself, but necessary in order to grow.
Okay. So, Constance, I see that you're on the fitness journey. Can you tell us where you started at and where you're going?
Yeah. So, you know, another thing, again, taking time to prioritize yourself. I kind of had gotten out of the loop of that. Really got into work, you know, helping to do all the things that we do here at RE/MAX, Military Mortgage Group, VHC.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And so taking the time to say, you know what, enough is enough, had put on some weight. I was a fitness competitor for many years, so I know what fitness looks like, and what I need to do, but it's different when you have a lot of responsibilities. It's different when you are trying to find time and space for yourself. So I just really made it a priority over the last several months and got back into the gym, eating better, and just, you know, prioritizing myself, not only in work, but also in my own personal life. Now
I have one more question for you. So tell us, what have you've lost some weight. Okay. So since inception of you doing that commitment, what has been the journey? Like what have you done so far? Let's hear it.
Since I started, I've lost 40 pounds. Well, 40.
Wow. Can we get a hand for that? 40 pounds. That is magnificent, man. That's magnificent.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
I got a few more to go, but I'm excited about it. I mean, I've done it before, but I think it's different. It's different. Your mindset's different. It's like the why. Why are you doing it? Because, you know, as you get older, you know, you want to be healthier. You want to be able to take on the stresses. And you can't really do that when you're not 100% healthy, when you're not doing the right things, when you're tired all the time, when you're not feeling great. You know, it's just as you age, you have to pay more attention to your body and all of those things.
Well, that's really good. Now, Dr. Ashely, so tell me all of the secrets that she's been talking to you about me and why I've been such a pain in her butt. Because I know, go on and spill the tea, man. I know she's been like, I want to kill Anthony. He is getting on my nerves. His bald head. Okay, great. That's good. See, that's because y'all see that, right? I am a great business partner. I just want to let you guys know that. I'm perfect. Everything is good.
Well, if you really want to know the truth.
So, what made you start this Phenomenal Women Leading journey? Who are you doing it for? That's what I want to first ask you.
Before I answer that, I have to say, I think I am going to hire a new spokesperson. Constance is going to be the spokesperson for the community. Incredible example. You know, I started it because when I first became a mother, society would often tell me what I could not do. Ashely, you can't do this because now you have children. You can't go this place. You can't travel. And I'm in the state of South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, where you don't see a lot of progressive examples of women pursuing their heart's desires while having a family and raising children. And so I wanted to be able to develop a community that would support women in their attempt to fulfill their dreams and goals, and for them to have the accountability, be able to have a safe place where they can request help, because oftentimes that's hard for women to admit, I need support, I need help, I need a place to rest and to rejuvenate myself. I need to be with like-minded, like-hearted, like-spirited women that I can have pour into me on those days where they're not easy days. So I wanted to be able to provide that for others because I didn't always have it for myself.
And how many people are in the community right now?
So right now we have across platforms over 70,000 members across social media platforms itself. And then we have women who take a deeper dive, such as Constance, who participate in our weekly group session. And we have women all over the country and internationally, UK, Canada, and Australia. And then we also have women like Constance who take it even further and do one-on-one coaching with me on a regular basis.
Well, breaking news, y'all. We are launching Phenomenal Men Leading. Okay.
Actually, it's
and we
called
got
Remarkable Men Leading.
And we have 3 men. All right. That's what we got. We got 3 men. And what we're going to talk about is drinking beer and watching football.
That's not Remarkable Men Leading. That's not Remarkable Men Leading. That's something different.
No, I'm messing around. But I had the opportunity of meeting you on Clubhouse. Can you tell us, let's talk about that story. Nah, she laughs profusely. Okay, go ahead.
So I met Anthony on Clubhouse and he said, man, your moderation is fire. You need to come help out in my space. That's how that happened.
So I heard her speaking in the room, and what happened was I interconnected. We started talking about real estate. We had a day to where we were talking about you becoming a real estate investor, right? So we went through a couple of things, and then we just interconnected, and she started modding the rooms for me, okay? With me, rather, not for us. And then that transitioned into this relationship. So I think, listen intently when you guys are networking and building with people, so you get in a position to learn from that person to see how you can be in complementary to whatever they're doing. Now, Dr. Ashely. You have a story about your PhD, right? It was a difficult journey. Do you want to share that?
Yeah, it was an extremely difficult journey. When pursuing my PhD, we started a family. I got married in the midst of my PhD program, and then after getting married, had 2 children. The first child gave me major health complications, put me on medical bed rest for 10 weeks, hospitalized me for 5 days, 4.5 days. And so I had to medically withdraw. I had to go through a lot of challenges and hiccups, change of departments, change of advisors, change of full committees. They made me redo my topic 3 different times. And for anyone who's in academia, every time you redo a topic, you add a year of coursework to your schedule. And so I literally had to persevere. I had to fight through. I had to overcome every challenge you think you would experience, I did plus some. And research shows that when you're pursuing a terminal degree, it's harder for Black women than any other group to achieve and attain those degrees. But I fought through, and that's where 2 quotes resonated with me. Constance has heard these 2 quotes as well as the ladies in the community. And the first one is, you can be a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. And that told me, Ashely, you're worthy, you're deserving, you have value to give, you're going to earn this degree, but you still have to overcome the challenges.
Are you getting emotional?
Persevere.
Are you getting emotional? Oh my God, man. What is going on, man? I saw the chin. I saw Connie over there. The chin was shaking like, what is going on? Are you crying? Connie is crying, y'all.
Okay.
Why? Why do you tell us what you feel? I want to know what you feel right now.
Well, the thing about it is that it's, what Ashely has to say is absolutely right. And I think we all go through it. but we don't talk about it. And that's what has been so, wonderful and phenomenal about the group and about Ashely, is because the things that many of us women think about or endure, we actually are able to share that, and to listen to, Ashely share her story. That was, it's so hard. Our struggles may look different, but it's a struggle nevertheless. And I think that's the thing, is that women in leadership, it is so taxing, and it can be so stressful, and it can be so just, overwhelming, that many of us just end up quitting. But when you have the support and you have the resources and just the examples to continue to keep on going, it is so critical, because we deserve to be able to do all the things, that just, quite frankly, men are able to do too. And it comes down to sometimes having to make those choices. And so just listening to you, I'm just like, I feel it, because I know as well. Yeah. Like, it's a thing. And so, the beautiful outcome is to see, okay, what, if she can do it, so can I. And the inspiration that we draw from, each other, and not just Ashely and I, but each other as a community, has just been, it has changed me. And so I'm so grateful.
Now, y'all see all of these snuggly tears going on, Care Bear stare,
I'm serious.
I love it. When, last night we had our weekly session with the ladies, and, I tell them to focus in, right? And so what are you prioritizing for yourself? How do you want to end the year strong? But most importantly, how do you want to begin the year stronger? And what does that look like? You have to be intentional. And so getting their reports, listening to what they've overcome. I've seen these women throughout the year overcome and push through and persevere. And it's beautiful. It's really beautiful to see. But the second quote that I was going to share is from the late, great Chadwick Boseman, which is, you can take your time, but don't waste the time that you have. So even if you can't execute it right then, even if you don't achieve it in a time period that you want it done, what are you doing to continue to work towards it, even if it takes you a longer period of time? Because you want to honor yourself and stay true to whatever that is.
And shout out to, rest in peace to brother Chadwick Boseman. All right. Wakanda forever. You know what I'm saying?
We saw that too, by the way. We saw that together. She planned a date night.
Okay. So now, leadership requires for you to pour into other people. Let me ask you a question. How are you pouring into yourself? And what are you facing right now that you feel that you need your community? How are you exercising your community to help you get through whatever it is that you're facing?
So that's an amazing question, right. By the way. It's an amazing question. So a couple of things. Number one, I think it's important for you to gain clarity. And in working, I tell the ladies all the time, in working with them, I'm working alongside them, meaning I am not perfect. Mm-hmm. I am not exempt. I do not have everything figured out. So I'm either mentoring them, coaching them, consulting them based on what I've gone through or what I'm going through. And the goal of the community is to educate, equip, and empower. All of us need that at different stages and spaces of our lives. And so it's very important and imperative to connect with people. And so I'm just as vulnerable with them as they are with me. I share with them, especially in the midst of the most difficult period of time in losing my dad recently, 6 months ago. That's been very challenging for me. Making life decisions, having to make decisions about family dynamics, about growing a business, about growing children. All of those things, you contend with something else when you are pursuing the next level. And our goal in the community is to get to the phenomenal next level. But that comes with something. And are you preparing yourself for what's to come when you get there and the decisions that you have to make? And so there are a lot of decisions that I'm faced with right now. And I share some of those decisions with them, and they too are faced with those decisions. And so when making those decisions, because we all get to choose. We all get to choose our reality, and some decisions may take a longer period of time. Some decisions aren't as easy. It can be a little bit convoluted, and you have to sort out all the pieces. But the important part is that you're working through the process of making the decisions. And so that's what I work with them on. I work with myself alongside them in honoring who we are, who we want to become, the impact we want to have, in the life we want to create for ourselves and the people that we care about. So, you know, I'm an open book.
Yeah.
You know, they know. Connie knows more. Sorry.
Now, see, what I would like to say, though, you know, that was a really good thing. I definitely want to say, ladies, the decision that you need to make is to actually join me and continue to win, okay? All right? I'll make the decision for you, okay? You know what I'm saying? But, no, I'm joking.
Sign us up. Sign us up.
But here's a big thing that I definitely want to say. Connie, I've seen you progress through when this sounds like a very unique story about your father and how he had to go through getting his law degree. How old were you when he had to go through that process? Do you remember that?
Let's see. I think he started when I was, 8. I think it was 8. I think it was around the time I was 8. And yeah, and that was definitely challenging. I mean, but what I will say is, you know, he went to night school. He was a full-time teacher, retired 30 years as an English high school teacher, and then went on to, you know, take the bar. I want to say it was 19 times. It was a lot of times. And we would go and spend summers in Georgia while he studied. And a lot of it honestly had to do with not that much. I mean, he would miss it by 1 point, a half a point. But he was really a pioneer in challenging the Ohio Bar Association system when it came to minorities obtaining their, you know, their license. And so there were a lot of, you know, inequalities in that process. And so when you are someone and your voice is being put out there, then sometimes you can be penalized. And it was very, very difficult to watch that process, but he never gave up. And that is one of the things that he really instilled in both my brother and I definitely tap into that all the time, of the resilience of never giving up, no matter how long it takes, but to keep on moving forward. You know, so it's those examples, and then being able to, though, at the same time, you know, be in a space and place where I think one of the powerful things that I've really learned is the power of choice, and understanding really what that gives you in any situation that you may be in. That you do have the ability to choose. So you can choose what's good for you, you can choose what's not good for you, but even not making a choice is a choice. Mm-hmm. And, you know, sometimes we feel like we are powerless in situations, but it's really about changing the way that you look at them, that you do have the power. You always had the power, you know? And so, you know, even in leadership and progressing on, even just in life, those are the things that help to meet your life happier and cut out the clutter.
Man, this is good. And when you're saying that, I remember when we acquired this space, I did not have a broker's license. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And Constance stood in the fold and said, this is the space that we need to be in. And it took us an entire year because they did not want us in this space. We had lawyers telling us no. They were picking on us with parking. You know, they weren't negotiating in our favor in regard to the acquisition of the space. And it was a big feat. And if you look at the before and after, we thought this space was too big. And now today, it's not big enough.
Right, we're busting at the seams.
Yeah.
Amazing to see.
Yeah. So, Dr. Ashely, I definitely want to ask you a couple of more questions. So, how do you juggle your time with the close to 100,000 women in your program, being a mother, okay, and also dealing with you and your husband traveling? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, so a couple of things is, Constance hear me say this all the time as it pertains to lives. You have a lot of challenges in life, and I believe phenomenal doesn't mean perfect. And so it's not going to be perfect, and you have to handle things with grace, even the most difficult, the most challenging things. So that's number one. When the challenges come, how are you choosing to respond, and are you caring for it with grace? The second thing is they have seen an example, or have at least heard an example of my day-to-day routine and my schedule. And some days it may go from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. Because I'm very intentional to make sure my kids don't feel that I'm not present. Like, I want them to know mommy's actively engaged, mommy cares, mommy loves them, mommy's intentional about them knowing how loved and cared for they are. So if that means I have to wake up early and go to bed late so I can get my things done, that's what happens, so it doesn't interfere with their things. And then another major strategy that I teach them too is goal stacking. Sometimes you have to engage in multiple goals simultaneously. So a quick example of that may be, while my children are in their extracurricular activity, I'm working out. So, they're in karate, they're in swim team, they're on golf team, they're doing all these different activities. Well, I'm on an elliptical during their hour-long swim class so that I'm getting that done.
Multitasking.
I'm multitasking and goal stacking is what I refer to it, because my health is a goal. My presence with them is a goal. Having a home-cooked meal when we get back home is a goal. So that may be cooking in the crock pot while we're out.
Yeah.
So doing those things is important. In terms of my husband's schedule, he travels extensively. He's typically gone 2 to 3 weeks a month. And so it becomes extremely active. For me, I'm very active in the day-to-day routine of all things in our family structure.
That makes sense. So also, when we met, you were, I knew you had the Phenomenal Women Leading. Can you tell the audience the importance of networking and how our collaboration or our contribution to each other's business has expanded you from a personal and professional way?
Absolutely. So I believe in two things. I believe that we should be lifelong learners, and I should believe in service above self. And so I try to employ those two things every single day of my life. What can I learn today? Who can I serve today? Who can I support? Who can I help? And I think if you're doing those two things in tandem, then you then master networking, you master relationship building, you master collaboration, you master partnering, you master all of those things if you're actively pursuing those things.
Go ahead. What's
So get it together.
y'all ladies need to lighten up, man. You know what I'm saying? The ladies all, I just want to let you guys know that, you need to master the art of being an art of a winner and Phenomenal Women Leading. And
But who do you all look to get the job done?
relax, Jack.
Well, who
You know
do
what I'm
I
saying?
look to
Relax
get
a
the
little
job
bit.
done, right?
Loosen up a little bit, ladies.
Wait a minute. He wants to be all make light of our focus. Who do they call? But who do they call?
Connie, your phone rings constantly. Off the hook.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Why are you laughing?
Because you're
You can't take
hilarious.
it. Just
I
can't.
can't.
Y'all have no bearing at all.
Who?
Neither one of y'all just laughing and crying and passing gas on the show. This is what I got to deal with. The ladies are out of control, man. Is this how y'all do Phenomenal Women Leading or what?
You when before we were having
We don't have someone start
we were
smacking
having
on-
a great time
Right.
on our way in here today.
That part.
And then you wanted us to, get it together. So here we are.
Okay, Dr. Ashely.
But I want to just
Did I
add.
finish?
What is a personal action plan and why is it important?
But no,
This is our scripted question, y'all.
whatever.
Look over here.
But I have something to say
Yes.
though about Dr. Ashely and the way that she does because I've witnessed it for real. First of
Ashley,
all,
what is wrong with you? She can't even concentrate.
First of all, she knows her iPhone like nobody's business. I don't know how she creates a whole Canva document on her phone. So she definitely has all the tools. But the one thing I really love about the fact that she does so much is the way she involves the girls, your kids, in the process. And so I think that's super critical, especially for our young people, to be able to see what it looks like, number one, to work hard. You do the same, Anthony. But,
Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me that.
You do.
Thank
And so
you.
I think it's important to note that, right? Because so many times we think, okay, well, as parents, we're doing all the things and are the kids getting the second, leftovers.
Yep.
But when you involve them and you're showing them and you're an example to them about what hard work, sacrifice, all those things look like, and they feel a part of the process because they know that they are phenomenal
Listen,
little
they
ladies
will tell
leading.
you, hey,
Yes, they know.
They tell you
They know.
clearly they are little phenomenal ladies.
Yes.
But that's very important to me because I always wanted my girls to know that everything I do is for them, right? And that we wanted them to be here. Right? Mm-hmm. We prayed and asked for them to be here. They're a blessing. So I make them a part of everything I do. They're happier with my projects than I am sometimes because they are a part of all of it. Anthony Glenn II.
Now, I wouldn't be having to eat on the show, y'all, if they wasn't late. You know, I'm hungry right now. I'm on my diet, my paleo, non-GMO.
we had to make sure that we were phenomenal for the audience today.
Now I have a couple of more questions for you. So can you tell them how you interconnected with Jonathan Bing in the Play XL?
Yeah.
Talk about that real quick.
That was a natural connection and partnership by way of serving and supporting in the Winning Real Estate rooms. I was able to meet Jonathan Bing in that space. He had the Play XL, which is an amazing program that Constance is a graduate of.
Yes, it is absolutely amazing.
And so I had the opportunity to work alongside him and the students and the full community.
Now, what advice would you give yourself? What advice would you give 21-year-old Ashely today?
You know what? The advice to trust the process, to stick with it. Because when I was 21, I would often feel alienated because I was the only one pursuing a lot of things. I was the only one deciding not to go to the parties and stay and study. I was the only one that was like repeating verbatim what my daddy told me to do on a college campus. And they're like, who talks about their daddy in undergrad? So I've always...
Me too.
Right? I've always been that girl. And sometimes it was isolating. And it could be lonely at times. And so telling her to trust the process.
Outstanding.
And that's another thing I love about our community is the fact that you don't feel by yourself.
Right.
When you are in leadership and trying to do things that most people would never even think about doing, it can be really isolating.
Yep.
And it can be very hard. And that's what I love about our community is you have, again, you don't feel like you're by yourself.
Right.
And you feel like you have a place every week, like, okay, I know I can just, if I can just make it to Tuesday, I can make it. And what you learn, and you feel like, oh, it's like that charge, you know, it's that once a week charge, then you can go and you can get through the rest of your week, you know, so.
And even hearing her talk about it motivates me to keep pushing because that's the intent of the community. What she's describing that she feels and that she receives is what I wanted them to get.
Yeah, so. Well, definitely I got it. Okay.
All right, so one of the biggest things that I really enjoy what you guys are doing is that, you know, young ladies and the pay gap is extensive. Now, when typically, you know, with the amount of education, it's proven that statistically the ladies are more educated, right? Mm-hmm. But then why are they underpaid? I don't understand it. What you're doing, you're bridging the gap, right? So why do you believe that there's a gap there? And then how are you interconnecting with women to bridge the pay gap?
So that's a multifaceted question. There's a couple of components there. Number one, obviously, is societal norms that requires advocacy. And so educating, empowering, equipping women to be informed about those things gives them what they need to advocate for themselves. Another part of it is confidence. Oftentimes, women don't see their value or they don't think they're worthy or deserving of certain positions. And so developing that confidence, which we do in the community, allows them to know, yes, you are worthy, you are deserving, and you should actively pursue said thing. And then I think the third component of is sometimes they just don't know. They're not in conversations to know how much someone is getting paid. They haven't been taught or encouraged to ask the questions to find out. So then they undervalue or underbid themselves as it pertains to negotiating salaries.
Oh, man.
And I think, too, it's also overcoming the thought process of I can't do it because, right? I can't do it because I'm a mom. I can't do it because I'm a woman. I can't do it because I have to do all the other, you know, traditional things that women do. And, in enlightening and empowering the thought of even alternative options, alternative job opportunities, those things are very important to overcome sometimes the mental shift that's even required in us women, not buying into the societal norms that have been presented to us and not thinking, oh, we're already defeated before we get started. Mm-hmm. That's what I absolutely love the fact that there's so many different opportunities now, especially in the digital space, with even social media and all of the emerging markets that are out there that women can tap into to excel and be successful. It doesn't have to be your traditional jobs. There's so much creativity out there. So now it's about just empowering women to know what's available to them, what they do deserve, making sure that they feel like they deserve it, and then going forward to pursue it. Because at the end of the day, we know that again, when you peel back the curtain, who's there? It's us women who are holding, everything together.
We build nations.
Oh, y'all hear that? Y'all see how she just got me right here?
You know that.
Okay, all right. Anybody do this right here, you in some trouble, all right?
But you know what? To her point, though, Anthony, you lead a team, so I'm just going to use you as an example, and others who lead teams, particularly men who lead teams. How are you all? You don't have to answer this. I'm just posing it as a question for reflection. How do you support women, right? How do you tell them, yes, you can do this. Yes, it's okay for you to have flexibility. Yes, you can work from home if you need to without shunning them or frowning upon them or making them feel bad for prioritizing whatever demands may come up with their families, with their children, and not saying that that's a reflection of their inability to perform. And oftentimes society does that too. So how are leaders, how are bosses, how are managers supporting women in their pursuit to reach their fulfillment?
Buying lots of wine, tea, and crumpets. That's how, because Connie be spending money like crazy. No, I'm joking, y'all. Gotcha. But the biggest thing, I want to read some alarming statistical facts. And this is for LaGuardia Christoph. I love you. All right, my sister served as a military spouse with her husband for his entire career. And during the time, there was an 8-year period where she was out of work. Now, when she got back into the workforce, she had a master's degree, a graduate degree from a very prestigious college. If she was not able to, the highest amount that she could get paid is $41,000 starting in the workforce because she was supporting her husband in combat. Let's think about that. Now, let me read these the alarming facts. Why do military spouses have trouble transitioning? 30% have a 4-year degree, while 15% have advanced degrees. 31.6% under employment. 31% of military spouses are employed part-time. 31%, y'all. Okay. And 34% of the employment spouses work in occupations that require a license, therefore delaying their return to the workforce. So when you look at that and you're doing what you're doing, you guys are doing something that I believe that is essential for military spouses alike. And what advice would you give, Connie, to your 21-year-old self?
Oh, boy. Wow. I was having a great time when I was 21.
Yeah, Connie was turning up.
I was about to say it again. No, I think, again, just prioritizing a little bit more. I think that if I were to, I would probably prioritize. I would have a very clear plan. I think I fell into some really great opportunities. Not that I wasn't a planner. I mean, I was going to get my degree, got my master's, but I did not see myself as an entrepreneur until I fell into it. Otherwise, my mindset was still, okay, let me climb the corporate ladder. Mm-hmm. That was, the traditional, thought process. Although I would say I'm probably very non-traditional out of, the people in my family. I'm always kind of the risk taker. So I was very open to, what entrepreneurship where it could take me. But I had no idea. Like, I had no exposure, no real experience in it before. So I think I would have been a little bit more creative when I was 21 if I could have seen myself and had more confidence in the space of being independent. Although, having enough confidence to take a risk, I definitely did that. But that's probably what I would have thought bigger.
Magnificent. So this has been an amazing podcast, guys. Listen, thank you for coming on the Sitrep podcast. This podcast will be coming to a theater near you. And guess what, y'all? We have launched our Veteran Homeowners Club Brand Ambassadors course. And we've also launched our Winning Real Estate Mentoring and Coaching platform. And these young ladies, these two young ladies are going to be helping us get it out there and crush it in real estate. Dr. Ashely, how can we reach you?
They can connect with me preferably on Instagram and or LinkedIn, Dr. Ashely V. Wilkerson or Ashely V. Wilkerson, PhD. And then they can also connect with me through you all because I'm going to be supporting what you all have going on. You all are doing some phenomenal things. I'm proud.
Outstanding. And Constance, how can we reach you?
You can reach me on Instagram, Constance the Broker, and also on Facebook, and Constance Isabel Carlisle. And I just want to, thank you so much, Ashely. You have been a game changer, life changer, friend changer. I feel like this is my, my spirit sister out there, and we finally have found each other. But no, thank you so much for all of your support. We could not do what we do, without you, for sure. And check out the Phenomenal Women Leading Group. Seriously, it's amazing. If you're looking for a very safe place, to grow your mindset and your business, no matter in occupation, education, whatever it is that you're trying to do, we're here to support, and we absolutely do. We take it very seriously. And, to all of my Phenomenal Women Leading friends out there, we're super proud of you. 2023 is upon us. I know we're all prepared because we did our goals.
Yes.
So we're just really excited. And again, thank you, Anthony, for, bringing a little bit of a twist to the topic, twist to the Sitrep today.
And I will say, too, loop me in. I love the work that you all are doing with military spouses and helping them, gain employment, gain that confidence. I love that work. So happy to support.
And we're very passionate about it. So.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, this has been a great podcast. And you can reach me at anthonysocial.com or anthony10k.com where we help you win in real estate. Hey, we'll see you guys next week. Have a great day.